This is a live presentation of the Ticats Audio Network. Are you ready? Ticats football is on the air.
Touchdown, Tiger Cats! Caught it! It's a touchdown!
Number 17, Luke Tasker, what a catch!
Now the voice of the Tiger Cats. Here is RJ Broadhead with analyst Luke Tasker.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Tim Hortons Field. It is loud, and that's expected. A sold-out Tim Hortons Field for the Labor Day Classic. The Argonauts lead the East Division at 5-5. The Tiger Cats are 3-8, but you can really throw those records out the window because from here on in, this is what matters. A win for the Tiger Cats would put them still in contention for top spot in the East Division. A win for the Argos would probably eliminate the Tiger Cats when you're thinking logically as far as winning the division. So it is an important game for both teams, Luke.
Yes, it is, and the Ticats are taking the field right now. What a special moment, man. I remember these games and the different feeling that is coming out of the tunnel for the Labor Day Classic. And this is just great football weather. Both end zones are packed. You have the Stipley Lounge towards the mountain and
fireworks.
Oh, just a great atmosphere. I love that it's sort of an overcast, cloudy, gloomy day, and it's just a great day for a battle on the field. And it's electric, RJ. This is exciting stuff, and both team, man, I love how Bubba said that in the pregame. It's going to get really chaotic in the East if the Ticats can win this game.
Hey, it's the entertainment business. It'll be exciting. Right. The Tiger Cats led onto the field by big number 98, Dylan Wynn. Cariel Brooks, like an airplane, flying to the far side of the field, playing to the crowd. And Jamie Newman, the starting quarterback, getting his first CFL start. Wears number 14 for the Tiger Cats. Walked out with his helmet in his hand, raised above his head, and a confident look on his face. Jamie Newman with an opportunity to step up and lead the Tiger Cats to victory. It will be fun to watch, to see the plays that will be called and how he will perform, because you know the Argos are fully aware this is his first CFL start and they'll be coming after him.
Generally that's going to mean a simplified approach, but simple is good. Simple is always good, and if you're simple but can execute, that's a winning game plan. And so I hope that Jamie Newman has is put into a position to succeed with the level of simplicity that of the plays that are called. But, you give them some tools to work with, too.
Just feels different in Hamilton today for the Labor Day Classic. What a great energy at Tim Hortons Field, and the kickoff between the Argos and the Tiger Cats is coming up in mere minutes. We will be back with the coin toss and the kickoff on the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats and the Argonauts. Tiger Cats have won 3 straight at Tim Hortons Field, and that accounts for their 3 wins. One of those wins has come against the Argonauts, and we are getting set for the coin toss. The game ball being brought out by the great Neil Lumsden, the Canadian Football Hall of Famer, inducted in 2014, 3-time Grey Cup champion. Played with both the Argos, Tiger Cats, had a lot of great seasons in Edmonton. And Neil's a fantastic guy, and he's wearing number 32 with Lumsden on the back as he brings the football out. There's a bit of a wind. They're saying, according to the forecast, that it's gusting up to 17, but these flags look at times like the wind's way stronger than 17 kilometers an hour.
And at times, one end zone's flags are sideways and the other ones are, so who knows what's going on down there. And honestly, sometimes you can overthink it. If the wind is doing, you don't want to game plan to something that's unpredictable, right? But it's maybe not the classic Tim Hortons Field wind, but we'll see here. Obviously, the Argonauts will have the call for the coin toss.
Yes, Seth Small, last meeting, hit a 58-yarder. Here's the coin toss. Let's take a listen. Referee is Dave Foxcroft.
The team logo is tails. Toronto visitors, what's your choice? Tails. Tails is the call. Joe, could you do the honors, please? It's a head. Won the toss. side would you like to kick off from? As you are, Toronto will receive. Bring it up, captains. Have a good ball game.
Dylan Wynn making the call to defer the usual decision by the Tiger Cats, but you can tell the crowd's into it. A big cheer when the Tiger Cats won the coin toss.
Yep.
So any little win is going to get a lot of reaction from this crowd.
Yeah, there we go. And the Ticats will have a chance to start on defense, which, I think that's fitting for a Labor Day Classic. Defense has been a strong unit this year and leading a lot of defensive categories, or at least at the top, and excited to see that crew take the field.
The defense has been a real backbone for the Tiger Cats, #1 in rush defense. So it is tough to run the ball, and of course, no Andrew Harris for the Argonauts, and that makes it a little more challenging for them to run the football. McLeod Bethel Thompson, not a real running quarterback, didn't have any rushing yards against the Tiger Cats last time out. And you've done the Oski Wee Wee as a alumnus of distinction. It's Moriali and Hitch out there with Pigskin Pete.
Good timing, too. A couple of hats out there. That was a strong Oski Wee Wee.
Now, that's a good day to do it. Labor Day. Tiger Cats and Argos. 4th meeting of the regular season. 4th meeting in the last 5 weeks, and the Argos currently are in firm control of the tiebreak. They've won 2 of the 3 games and have a 24-point lead in aggregate, so the Tiger Cats would need a massive victory by 25 or more points to get that tiebreak. That's a tough task.
Yep, and to be honest, it's not. I can tell you, it's not even mentioned. It's not something that's in the minds. It's not about the tiebreak. It's about winning this game and beating the team who you are chasing down to be first in the East. And the momentum from this win really does carry, and you're going to feel that if these two teams happen to meet in the postseason, which could very well be, of course, an Eastern final at either Tim Hortons Field or BMO. This game is just huge, especially for the Ticats and their hopes at postseason.
Tiger Cats in their gold pants, black tops, black helmets. They've won 3 in a row in this uniform. Argos, light blue pants, white tops, light blue numbers. And the kickoff is a short one into the wind, picked up at the 30, taken across the 40, close to the 45 for the Argos. So they'll have pretty good field position with the wind to begin this football game. The return was Jeremiah Hadel.
Well, the wind was a factor there. That kick got held up, and this is great starting field position for the Argonauts, who are taking the line of scrimmage very quickly.
They'll have to pause this momentarily. There was a camera that was dropped. One of the cameramen is carting some of his equipment off the field. So a brief delay, but we're underway. The waggle began for the Argos. 3 of them got to the line, and now they've all backed off. McLeod Bethel Thompson using hand signals. It's loud. This is the very first snap of the game. Play action, and the throw goes to the far side to Markeith Ambles. It's complete, but maybe for just a yard or so. Not very much there for the Argos on their first pass.
Really great job. Jamal Roll there, the boundary corner, playing that cut coverage down low to the flats, and they had 3 receivers to the boundary. So Roll able to step up really, really quickly and make that tackle right at the line of scrimmage in that pass to the flat. Just a perfect defensive call and a great execution.
So just past the line of scrimmage, but still calling it 2nd and 10. Didn't even get a full yard. McLeod Bethel Thompson under pressure, and what a start for the defense. There's 3 of them in on this sack. Jovan Santos Knox, Mason Bennett, who leads the league in tackles for loss. They were both in on that sack of McLeod Bethel Thompson, and that is a dream start for the Tiger Cats defense.
You're so right, a dream start. That was the 61st 2-and-out on the season for the Ticats defense, and to frame that is first in the league. That's a very good number and an unbelievable way to start the game.
So the Argos on that drive lost about 2 yards. John Haggerty's punt with the win. Happy White takes it inside his own 20. Starts left, now goes right, trying to get to the outside. He gets across the 30, and the Argos force him out of bounds at about the 31 or 32 yard line.
So that you can see how efficient the Argos offense was trying to be with that, taking the line of scrimmage quickly, taking advantage of having the wind at their back in this first quarter, And then that punt, you know, you're hoping when you have the wind like that, you're hoping that you can really push it down. Pretty good job there by Pappy White in the punt return unit to get past this 30 for a drive start.
All right, Luke, we've talked about it for a long time. Jamie Newman, the starting quarterback, his first CFL start. And now the opening drive for the Tiger Cats with Jamie Newman as their quarterback. Newman back to pass. A lot of people would have predicted a run, but it is a pass, and it is complete to Stephen Dunbar, and he's battling for the first down. He is across the 40-yard line, and it looks like he has a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. That is the longest pass in the CFL career of Jamie Newman.
Just great execution, really clean, simple play. That was a curl from the far left outside receiver, Stephen Dunbar Jr., just past the under coverage outside of the Sam linebacker, just literally just like you draw it up. And great way to see it and execute by Jamie Newman.
Did you think they were going to run?
I would have said yeah.
So it was a pass. This time it's run, and it's a handoff to Don Jackson. He started right, then cut back up the middle, and the Argos were stingy there. Maybe a gain of a couple for Don Jackson.
Yeah, not quite halfway to that first down marker. So a 2nd and 6 here, just shy of midfield. Good test here for Jamie Newman and his sort of chemistry with Tommy Condell, and the play calling and Jamie Newman's execution is going to be a continuing thing to talk about tonight in the storyline as they try to control the flow of this game.
Tiger Cats have scored first in 4 straight games. Haven't been able to translate that into many victories, though. Early first quarter, Jamie Newman under pressure. He escapes that initial pressure and throwing on the run. He cannot connect with Stephen Dunbar this time. It goes incomplete, and the Tiger Cats are going to punt.
Yeah, thrown a little bit too outside and low. You know, missed to a safe direction, you could say, but that was a cover 10, which is, you know, one high safety, but everyone else is man coverage or in the blitz, and they came right through, and just a good job to avoid that sack for a loss, really.
First incomplete pass Jamie Newman has thrown in the regular season and preseason as a member of the Tiger Cats. Michael Domagal at his own 30, couple of steps forward, not a good kick, into the wind, a low kick, it bounces at the 30, picked up by Haydel there, and he gets maybe just past the 30-yard line, but a great tackle by Beauchamp Joseph on special teams to stop Haydel immediately. We're going to take a break. It's the Labor Day Classic at Tim Hortons Field very early on, and there is no score between the Argos and the Ticats. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Great to have you with us. RJ Broadhead, Luke Tasker. We're early on in the Labor Day Classic. Second possession for the Argos. Both teams have had to punt in their opening possession. Play action, McLeod Bethel Thompson has time. Now that time is disappearing. And he tried to dump it off to his check down. That was A.J. Ouellette. It went incomplete because the pressure was coming just too fast and furious from Julian Hauser.
Their third play on the field. This defense, just unbelievable pressure. Micah Johnson in there as well. Jovan Santos Knox. They got to keep that on. McLeod Bethel Thompson, like you said in warming up for this game, RJ, he doesn't have a great option to run. You know, he's going to do it when he has to, but you got to pressure a guy like McLeod Bethel Thompson and not let him pick your zone coverages apart.
2nd and 10. Argos on their own 31-yard line. 4 receivers to the wide side of the field. That's to the left. McLeod Bethel Thompson going deep. Wide open receiver, and it is caught by Brandon Banks way into Ticats territory, just shy of the 25-yard line. That was definitely a missed coverage on Speedy B.
Yeah, that was some sort of divide concept. That's 4 receivers to McLeod Bethel Thompson's left, and sort of a cascading, sort of a domino effect. Most inside to the outside guy coming across the middle at deeper angles, and boy, Brandon Banks left all alone for a 53-yard gain.
So that puts the Argos on the Hamilton 26. Back to pass again. Bethel Thompson over the middle. It is on target. It's a touchdown for the Argonauts. Markeith Ambles, 26-yard reception, and the Argos strike early on. The opening touchdown, just 9:48 into this game.
Man, Markeith Ambles there, just a beautiful, savvy route. He was in the slot to McLeod Bethel Thompson's right, and he runs up does a little bit of a stutter that draws Jovan Santos Knox, that low zone player, into the box. And after that little stutter, looked like it was going to be a hitch. He burst on a slant angle, just really, really well executed. Hurt Argo on the field. That's causing some commotion out there.
Yeah, I should say 9:48 remaining in the first quarter. So 5 minutes and 12 seconds into the game, the Argos have the first touchdown. And they are tending to the Argo who's down. Difficult to see right now. He's at about the 35-yard line of the Tiger Cats. And this crowd was so loud. And the Argos found a way to silence them.
Yeah, well, Speedy B just found himself on all of future Labor Day Classic reels, because now now they can show him making plays in both uniforms for Labor Day. So with a huge gain there, and right before that, I mean, there was a great start with the pressure from the defensive front of Hamilton, but two back-to-back explosive pass plays, really great strikes, well thrown balls.
The injured Argo is Justin Lawrence, the first-year Argo, fourth season in the CFL out of the U of A, offensive lineman. This will put more pressure on the Tiger Cats. Jamie Newman, their starting quarterback, but it is a deficit early for Hamilton as the Argos score on their second possession. 9:48 to go in the opening quarter, and the Argos are leading 6-0 with a convert still to come. We will be back on the Ticats Audio Network. Back at Tim Hortons Field, Argos fresh off a touchdown with 9 minutes 48 seconds to go in the opening quarter, and there was an injured Argo. Justin Lawrence able to get off the field himself. Boris Beatty now just kicking the convert, and he's good. So that increases the Argos lead to 7-0. And Jamie Newman will get another opportunity for the Tiger Cats.
Julian House there on that attempted block on the extra point was very, very close. Be interested to keep an eye on that as the game progresses. Haven't had a block this year, the Ticats. Kind of the forgotten about special teams unit, but that effort still jumps off when you see those guys rushing to block that kick.
Few things the Tiger Cats would like to see. Maybe some unpredictable plays, some trick plays. They'd like their defense to create some turnovers, and they'd like their offense to get some points going. Now the pressure's on to do it because the Argos did strike against this Hamilton defense.
That touchdown pass right there, Markeith Ambles, that is the kind of play. I mean, that's drawn up in this fourth matchup in 5 weeks. You're watching the tiniest little nuances of a guy's position, like Jovan Santos Knox. You recognize on film when he steps up, when he recognizes a short pattern, then you start to draw up these specialty plays. Mm-hmm. That's a really that's deep into the chess game, that route that Markeith Ambles. Your count move and counter move, and now on week 5 of this, there's a lot of strategy in this playbook.
Ambles and Brandon Banks for that 53-yarder before were both wide open. Tim White takes the kickoff on his own goal line. He's up to the 20, cuts to his left, and then runs into the Argos as he gets past the 25-yard line up to the 26. So that's where Jamie Newman and the Tiger Cats will go to work. They're actually going to give Tim White a little bit extra. Looks like they'll start him at the Hamilton 29-yard line.
Decent return, honestly, and Boris Beatty has the longest kickoffs in the league. They have the longest average, and with the wind at his back, it's a good job for Tim White to climb his way back almost to the 30.
No Lawrence Woods, so Tim White, Pappy White, they've both been back there. Tunde Adeleke was taking some kicks in practice. Jamie Newman play action, backpedaling, dumps it off to Don Jackson. It was low, and he could not make the catch. And that's incomplete. So the Argos putting some pressure on Jamie Newman, and he had to get rid of it, but couldn't complete the pass.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. And Don Jackson, Shet kind of did a little nudge block and then hooked up there to be the check down, but everything was already so deep in the backfield. Newman had to give up a good 10, 15 yards prior to getting rid of it.
Crowd wants to erupt here at Tim Hortons Field. They want their Tiger Cats to do something big. 2nd and 10. Hamilton on its own 29-yard line. Jamie Newman taps his right foot, gets the snap. Empty backfield, passing again. The pressure's on, has to roll to his right. Throws on the run. It's complete to Keandre Smith, and he battles for a few extra yards. He's across the 40, close to the 45-yard line, and the Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
Jamie Newman, patient, took the time that he could get, escaped the pocket to the right, and really calmly kept his eyes downfield. That was the Keandre Smith was the guy to get the ball in that play, and he bought time until he found that. Just really, really great conversion on a 2nd and 10.
Couple of rookies, maybe
That's right.
for many years here for the Tiger Cats, but they hook up for a big play. Smith and Newman. Now a fresh set of downs. Hamilton up to their own 44. Tim White cuts in front of Newman, gets the handoff, and comes to the near sideline, trying to get to the outside, and finally forced out of bounds by Amos, but he will be almost to midfield and very close to a first down. Looks like just inches short.
That is so impressive, and they're lining up for short yardage here, but unbelievable job by Tim White. Good job.
Diving ahead, Tiger Cats get the first down, presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
The entire Argonaut defense on that last first down were all inside of 10 yards, almost like a cover zero. They were really loaded up there, and they're putting the pressure. They're going to put the pressure on Newman to have to make quick decisions under pressure. Not a great position to run a long outside run, but Tim White's speed and a great block by Lamar Durant set that up for a 9-yard gain into what really a pretty good defensive call. Just excellent execution.
Now, just across midfield on the Toronto 54. Jamie Newman, empty backfield again, steps up. The pressure went behind him. Throwing deep, he's got Tim White, and it's just knocked away. It looked like the pass was close to perfect, but both Royce Mechie and Jamal Peters were there to knock it away before it landed in Tim White's arms, but it looked like a pretty accurate throw, Luke.
It really did. You could have asked for it a little bit more outside, but it really hit Tim White in the hands, and he took a really, really hard hit from Mechie after that ball was, skipping out of his hands. And that's twice I've seen Tim White take a really hard hit tonight. And you gotta protect a player like that from you can't lose him in the lineup right now after everything the Ticats offense has lost. But
So
that
true.
should have been a connection there.
Yeah, you can't ask much more from Jamie Newman. That was a good pass. So 2nd and 10 from the Argos 54. Again, empty backfield. Jamie Newman back to pass. Pressure, so he tries to step up. A couple of Argos get hands on him, and he decides to run. He'll get some positive yardage. It won't be enough for a first down, and into the wind. It's unlikely the Tiger Cats will try for any points, and will have to punt.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie Newman got really, really strong pressure there, and he protects the ball well and gets 4 yards. I mean, I'm impressed with this early on in this game with what he's done.
Michael Domagala is on the field, standing at his own 45-yard line. Back to return the kick, Jeremiah Hadel, the rookie out of Texas State here for the Argos. 7-0. Argos lead the Tiger Cats. There's 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Domagala gets the snap, a low punt. This one is going to sail over the head of Hadel. He's into the end zone, and he's got to take a knee, so that'll be 1 point for the Tiger Cats. And we know how important a point can be in the CFL, so we'll see if that plays a factor as this game progresses. 5:50 to go in the opening quarter. Argos lead the Ticats 7-1 on the Labor Day Classic. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Yes, Dylan Wynn, he'll turn your shirt into a napkin if you're not careful. Check out the Tiger Cats social media, and pretty funny stuff with Brandon Revenberg and Dylan Wynn. And Dylan Wynn rips an Argos shirt for a napkin for his buddy Rev. Here's a handoff for the Argos. A.J. Ouellette fighting for yards. Not sure if he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage. The league's #1 defense against the rush comes up big. It is a loss of about a yard.
It's interesting. It's either 0 yards gained on a play so far or 53. I mean, really, that's what it's been. They have not driven down the field in sort of a sort of a methodical way. It's just been a couple big plays mixed in with some great pressure by the Ticat defense.
Argos, something similar. They started with 4 receivers on the wide side. Now Tavares Daniels heads over to the short side. It's thrown over the middle. Markeith Ambles. He had it. He bobbled it. It was up in the air. It was up for grabs, but nobody got it. It's incomplete, and the Argos have to punt.
So close to a few different things there. Firstly, so close to an Argonaut first down. That was a really well executed slant route into cover 0. And then very close to a Ticat interception. Turns into an incomplete, but good, another good 2 and out by the Ticat defense.
That second touch by Ambles after he bobbled it prevented an interception. Looks like Cariel Brooks had a beat on it. Good kick from Haggerty. That will push Pappy White back to his own 10. Cuts to the outside of the numbers now, back to the inside and spins down as the Argonauts got to him just across his 20. 58-yard punt with the win, 10-yard return. It's the Argos leading the Tiger Cats 7-1. Ticats offense with Jamie Newman back on the field when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network.
This week on the Ticats Audio Network.
The key guys, Scott Mitchell, Matt Afnek, Doug Rye, who led the effort to get the stadium built, for example. But they couldn't have built the stadium without the support, as we were talking about earlier, of the whole city of Hamilton. And we got that support from the work that, you and Rob have done.
That's the caretaker, Bob Young, on the team effort to build Tim Hortons Field as he visited with Morreale and Hitch this week on their podcast, Morreale and Hitch. They're on the Ticats Audio Network. Always fun to listen to Morreale and Hitch, who are the alumni of distinction. So both of them being honored prior to this game. Mike Morreale out in the field, getting the crowd going with a "Let's Go Ticats."
Yeah. Yep, pair of great Ticat legends, and still so great that they're still so involved with the team, and adds to the Hamilton energy for every game.
Lots of energy at Tim Hortons Field. It's 7-1, Argos leading though. Jamie Newman starting this drive on his own 22-yard line. It's a handoff to Don Jackson, who works his way past the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 4 yards.
Another change to the Ticat lineup now is David Beard starting at center for the Hamilton Ticats. Just been traded, a 7-year CFL vet, and finds himself as a Ticat this week. And with a new center, new quarterback, RJ, that's no small amount of adversity or change to be halfway through a season for this offense, and mistake-free as far as turnovers or glaring mistakes tonight so far.
Well, he's played with Colin Kelly, Kyle Saxelid in Edmonton. Mike Gibson was his offensive line coach. Here's a big down for Jamie Newman. He's scrambling. He can't get away. It was 2nd and 7 from their own 25, and Jamie Newman could not find an open receiver. He is sacked by the Argos. It was Brandon Barlow, the rookie out of Boston College, who brought him down.
Yeah, I kind of agree with him there. That was cover 0, and so you've got to get answers quickly. But that rush came in really, really strong. They're going to continue to do that to a young quarterback. That's the classic first response, is to bring an exorbitant amount of pressure and make him have to make the decisions that he's not ready to, or at least at a speed he's not ready to do it. And nothing going there on that drive, and smart of him to hold on to that, honestly.
Enoch Mwamba, their Argos middle linebacker. He might have been the first to get a touch on Jamie Newman. This could turn into good field position for the Argos. Michael Domagala standing on his own 5, and it is caught up in the wind. This will be just past midfield. Haydel gets to the 50. There's flags flying, and that might not be good news for the Tiger Cats, as the return is to the Hamilton 50-yard line, and we'll wait and see what the penalty is. 38-yard punt, a 7-yard return.
Yeah, it was certainly thrown in the no yards sort of area of the field by the returner. Well,
so we'll see where they're moving this football.
They moved it 5 yards, so it was they actually called a holding on the Ticats. So as they
still good field position for Toronto. They're on the Hamilton 43 with the wind. We saw Boris Beatty kick a 56-yard field goal last week with the wind. Argos leading the game 7-1. We're still in the opening quarter of the Labor Day Classic. Handoff goes to Curly Gittins Jr., and he's tackled as he gets close to the 40-yard line. Gain of a couple of yards.
That's a really impressive job by Mason Bennett. He has to capture that edge and turn that outside run upfield, and he does that, but also makes the tackle. And that's, to accomplish both of those, it takes a great open field athleticism. Really important stop there by Mason Bennett.
Mason Bennett, second-year player played his university at North Dakota. He's really emerging on this Ticats line. It's 2nd and 8. Argos on the Hamilton 41. Bethel Thompson back to pass. Patient stays in the pocket. Completes the pass to Tavares Daniels. He needed to get across the 35-yard line for the first down. He did not get there. And the Argos will send Boris Beatty on the field to attempt a field goal. Argos are with the wind, and it looks to be gusting pretty heavily in their favor. Those flags at times are parallel to the ground. Minute and a half to go in the opening quarter. It's already 7-1 for the Argos. This will be a 43-yard field goal attempt for Boris Beatty. Crowd trying to get loud. There's the snap, it's high. The hold, the kick, and it is wide right, and it sails out of the end zone. Tunde Adeleke was back there, so plenty of leg for Boris Beatty, but it goes out the back of the end zone, and that will be a single point for the Argos, and it's 8-1 in this opening quarter.
Yeah, the singles, negate out each other, right? And
yeah.
So, yeah, so that's a rare miss and at a field position that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But boy, that is actually really huge for the Ticats. And now they get bumped up to their 40-yard line with just having to sacrifice the 1 point instead of 3. One more minute, and then they'll flip and have the wind at their back. So not really that big throw down the field to Ambles or to Speedy B, and then Ambles for the touchdown. That's sort of been the only real deal breaker in this half. They played a pretty decent first quarter other than those plays.
So the clock is running, under a minute to go in the opening quarter now. 8-1, Argos lead. Jamie Newman hands it off to Pappy White. Argos were all over that. They were waiting for that play, and it's going to be a loss of a yard or two here for the Ticats. Brandon Barlow all over Pappy White. So the handoff went to Pappy White. He tried to cut to his right, but there was nothing there. So now a little more difficult for Jamie Newman in his first CFL start. Ticats on their own 38-yard line. It's 2nd and 12. 4 receivers to the left of Jamie Newman. That is the wide side of the field. Jamie Newman looks left immediately, and he will throw and hit the receiver on the run. It's Stephen Dunbar. Gets across the 45-yard line. Needed to get to the 50 for the first down, so he won't quite be there. And there's 2 seconds on the clock in this opening quarter, so it looks like the Ticats will have to punt into the wind one more time.
That's right. That's what I was thinking as well. If they could have, milked a few more seconds off, they'd flip the field and have the wind at Damagala's back. The previous punt in this quarter, Damagala pushed it into the end zone and got the single, but you're hoping to make the Argos drive that long field, and so this would be a really big kick to get into the end zone now, but we'll see how well placed he can make this punt.
Michael Damagala, low snap, low kick, but a good one. It's sailing. That puts Haydel back to his own 14-yard line. Gets past the first wave of Ticats, but now the rest of the special teams has the Argos returner corralled just shy of the 25-yard line. And that's it for the opening quarter. Not often have the Tiger Cats given up touchdowns in the opening quarter. They do here, but it is close. 8-1. Argos lead after a quarter. It's the Labor Day Classic at Tim Hortons Field. Second quarter is next on the Ticats Audio Network. Great to have you with us for the Labor Day Classic. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. Argos lead the Ticats 8-1. First play of the second quarter is a handoff, and a lot of black and gold there to limit the gain to about a yard and a half for AJ Olette.
The Argos have had the weakest run game in the CFL this year as far as yards per carry, total yards gained, and the Ticats, as you've mentioned, RJ, are so strong against the run. it's going to come down to McLeod Bethel-Thompson, how well the secondary can control his strikes down the field.
Last 5 quarters between these two teams, Toronto's had the ball for just shy of 28 minutes. Hamilton's had the ball for over 47 minutes. Yet the Argos have won 2 of the 3 previous meetings and are leading here. And on this 2nd and 8, as the ball was snapped, the flags fly, and a few of them. Dave Foxcroft, the referee, will have the call of the penalties. That'll push the Argos back even more. They'll be back on their own 20-yard line. That'll be a 2nd and 13 now for the Argos. That touchdown that the Argos scored in the opening quarter was just the 3rd touchdown the Tiger Cats have allowed in quarter number 1. Crowd gets loud on this 2nd and 13. Argos on their own 20. Bethel-Thompson gets it to his check down. That's A.J. Ouellette. And he's on his feet. He broke some tackles. This is big. Looked like he was going to be stopped short of the first down, but instead he gets all the way up to the Ticats 50. And that is easily a first down for A.J. Ouellette on a big play. You don't see many get broken against the Ticats defense like that.
He really broke out of 3 tackles there. He's a strong, low-to-the-ground running back, and you have to double-check your tackle on a guy like that.
26 yards after the catch for Ouellette. Bethel-Thompson, plenty of time. Julian Hauser gets a hand on him. Bethel-Thompson escapes and throws the ball away. Didn't look like there was an Argo nearby. It is incomplete, but tons of pressure on Bethel-Thompson by the Ticats.
Man, it's so... The game is not complicated to do the right thing. A sure tackle back there, and this would be the Ticats' first play of their drive somewhere near their own 40 with a reasonable punt. The game progresses like that, and missed tackles are just as impactful as any other big play in the game.
You're so right, Luke. Here's a 2nd and 10. Defense still has a chance to get a stop. Argos on their own 48. Bethel-Thompson throws to his right. This is a completed pass to DeMonte Coxey, and he works hard to get the first down for the Argos. Got it by about 1.5 feet, but enough to get a fresh set of downs.
Ticats defense has the best production on 2nd downs of any team in the CFL, and there was a 2nd and 13 for a completion and kept the drive alive, and then a 2nd and 10. And McLeod Bethel-Thompson's just patient enough to find these answers. This defense has to get into their rhythm of what they do best on 2nd downs and stopping drives.
Crowd is loud. Bethel-Thompson tapping his helmet with his right hand, waving his left hand, and it's A.J. Ouellette running aggressively. He's a big back, tough to tackle, and he'll get some more positive yards about halfway to the first down.
Good strong run. When he gets going downhill, A.J. Ouellette, man, he is a real hard player to tackle. He actually slipped his foot. As when you look at the center of the field, we're looking at a Tim Hortons sign. It's all painted on there. It actually is slippery on there. The paint kind of mats down the turf, and you can see AJ's feet slip out from under him right on that H of the Tim Hortons. Right where that turf is almost like AstroTurf.
Well, the ball's right on the tee of the Tim Hortons at midfield, and the ball is snapped to Bethel-Thompson. Looks like 0 on the play clock. We'll see. It was loud.
So they'll go back 5 yards for the procedure on the Argonauts. And this drive started off with a procedure on the Argonauts, followed by a huge 2nd down conversion. And this is you got to take advantage of that penalty with what turns into a 2nd and 10 now by the Ticat defense.
The ball on the Hamilton 52-yard line. Argos, as you mentioned, Luke, a couple of big 2nd down conversions to get into Hamilton territory. They're against the wind. We're early in the 2nd quarter, and the Argos lead by 7. Trying to keep it alive. It's a high pass. It's intercepted. It's intercepted by Jamal Roll. He's running down the sideline. It is a touchdown. The defense gets its first touchdown of the season on a turnover. The Tiger Cats defense getting it done.
Wow, what everyone has been waiting for, a defensive turnover and a defensive touchdown, and why not Labor Day and forever be sealed into the highlight reel of the Labor Day Classic. Jamal Roll with a huge return for a touchdown. The Ticats defense getting pushed back on these second and longs, and they got the monkey off their back. The turnovers in our favor.
Jamal Roll, 66-yard interception for a touchdown. That play was driven by Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and the Tiger Cats are a convert away from tying this game in the second quarter. Dane Evans is the holder for Seth Small. Matt Schultz, the normal holder, is on the 6-game injured list. He's on the sideline with a splint on his throwing hand. And Seth Small, still perfect as a Tiger Cat in converts. He hits it, and it's 8-8 with 11 minutes to go in the half. It's a close one in the Labor Day Classic at Tim Hortons Field. The defense of the Tiger Cats coming up big. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Jamal Roll, first defensive touchdown of the season for the Tiger Cats. Interception, he took it 66 yards for the touchdown, and how about that? 66 yards for Jamal Roll. The Ticats offense so far has managed 50 net yards, so they needed that play from the defense. Here's a return from Haydell, and he's trying to get to the outside. He's across the 30, up to the 35, and he's upended there by the Tiger Cats.
Boshan Joseph in on the tackle there, and that's his second special teams tackle of the game. They're doing some creative things on special teams too. You've got to break tendencies in their fourth game against the same opponent. Lots of crosses by the punt coverage unit, the kickoff coverage unit. They're, trying to shake any of those repetitive tendencies that the other team can catch on to, and good coverage there by the Ticats kickoff.
Argos offense back on the field. It's a tie game with 10 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the half. Clock is running. McLeod Bethel Thompson, he's going to pass. Rolls to his right. Pressure's coming. Can't get rid of it. He is sacked, and it's Richard Leonard with the sack. Defense doing it again.
That is awesome. From the field halfback position, Richard Leonard coming down into the box and off of McLeod Bethel Thompson's right edge, and just beautiful open field tackle. Once you get in that, one-on-one position with the quarterback, you'd rather have a halfback back there, and McLeod Bethel Thompson, not able to escape the great tackling of Richard Leonard.
A loss of 8 on the Richard Leonard quarterback sack. So second and 18, Argos on their own 27. It's a short pass to Markeith Ambles. He bobbled it. No Tiger Cats were near him, but by the time he was able to grasp the football, all the Tiger Cats were near him. And that will be a punt situation, another loss for the Argos.
I mean, how real is momentum here? The last
it is
three
real.
defensive plays have been defensive touchdown, sack for a loss, tackle for a loss after a. And look at there was five Ticats right around Markeith Ambles. He got tackled 25 yards behind the first down marker. It's unbelievable. It's a swarm of Tiger Cats right now, and the energy both on the sidelines and in the stadium is huge.
So punting into the wind, John Haggerty, good rookie punter for the Argos. Australian punter Pappy White hovering around his own 40-yard line. Haggerty up to his own 10, and a high punt. Pretty good one. That'll send Pappy White to the near numbers. Right at the 40s, hit immediately, and can't get much return, as the Argos did a good job getting the angle on Pappy White. There is a flag on the field, and we believe Dave Foxcroft's microphone is not working, so we'll try to transfer the penalties to you. We'll sort that one out when we come back. It's 8-all with 8:50 to go in the opening half. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Back at Tim Hortons Field, Labor Day Classic, tied at 8:50 to go in the opening half. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. The penalty was on Cam Kelly for an illegal block, so that'll move the Tiger Cats back 10 yards. They'll start this drive from their own 30. It is about 17 degrees, overcast. There's a bit of a fog on the Hamilton Mountain. Jamie Newman, quarterback keeper, running a long way to his left and finally cuts it upfield. He probably ran about 20 yards to get 4, but he was running mostly to his left before he got those positive yards.
Tarvaris McFadden setting the edge there, and that's a called quarterback run to Jamie Newman, and I think pretty well executed. He got flushed to the outside, but he cut up before McFadden, was able to stop his lateral movement, and it's 5 yards of hard-earned offense there.
2nd and 6, they're calling it. Hamilton on their own 34. Ticats with the wind. Tiger Cats touchdown scored by the defense. Jamal Roll on the pick 6. Play action, and Jamie Newman escapes trouble, throws a pass, and it is caught by Tim White. There was both Pappy White and Tim White there. Pappy might have even got a hand on it. Somehow Tim White caught that pass. It's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
You have to praise the poise of Jamie Newman. He broke what looked like a sure sack in the backfield, and he broke the tackle. Remember, he is 230 pounds. He's not a small guy, and he stepped up in the pocket and patiently kept his eyes downfield. You're right, Pappy White thought the ball was to him, and it kind of went too far outside because Tim White was standing behind him. Unbelievable execution.
And that sack that Jamie Newman got away from was Winton McManus, who leads the league in defensive tackles. That's impressive. Jamie Newman back to pass again from his own 44, and he's got an open receiver. It's Felix Gauthier, and he will be close to midfield. That's close to a first down.
There's sort of a, quarterback 101 is when you see your read and it's open, you throw the ball. That play was very interesting. Jamie Newman held on to the ball, what I thought was too long, but he allowed Gauthier to get out towards the sidelines into a better, more high probability throw, and well done there. And now the short yardage chain's moving forward.
Yeah, it was hard work though for Jamie Newman. He had to keep the feet moving. He was stopped initially, but does get enough for the first down. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an Active Green and Ross first down, and now they're on the Argo 53-yard line.
Impressive game management for a young quarterback.
It's been fun to watch. Jamie Newman, 5 for 8, 53 yards. He's also run for another 14 yards. Stephen Dunbar, lone receiver on the short side of the field. That's to the right of Jamie Newman. Now Pappy White will join Stephen Dunbar. It's a run, though. It goes to Sean Thomas Erlington. He's through the line, and he's across the 35. Brought down just short of the 30. A big run for Sean Thomas Erlington. It's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
You gotta credit a new Ticat, David Beard. That was right on to his right, that A gap, and that was a heavy pressure defense. What that means is if you can get a seam in that box of those defensive players that are up on the line, that run's gonna hit just like that did for a huge gain. But hard to do, and a great job by that front five.
First carry for Sean Thomas Erlington. That was 20 yards. Now Hamilton on the Toronto 34. The defense started the momentum. Now the offense seems to be rolling. Jamie Newman fakes the handoff, and now it is tipped. It is intercepted, and can you believe it? It's Jamal Peters again. He had a hat trick of interceptions against Hamilton last time out, and he's picked this one off, and that will end the drive for the Tiger Cats. He's brought down right around the Argo 35-yard line, but that's a solid play by Jamal Peters, who is on a real run right now. It's tied at 8, less than 5 to go in the half. We'll be back on the Ticats Audio Network. A fog emerging at Tim Hortons Field. The lights are on. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Hamilton. Labor Day Classic. It has been a close game, 8-all. Under 5 minutes to go in the half. Jamal Peters, another interception against the Ticats, and the Argos start from their own 36. It's a handoff to A.J. Ouellette, and nothing's easy, but that seems to be about right for him, just battling for every yard, and he got about halfway to the first down.
Good strong run again, and man, the interceptions volleying back and forth. So often the Ticats, it's been lopsided, and they've just been on the losing end of each turnover, but really exciting game at 8-8, and see if Jamal Roll, if he's caught fire, maybe they've got another one in him.
How about this stat? from Jeff Girardat. Jamal Peters has picked off 4 of the last 54 Hamilton passes. I'll chat with Jeff on Ticats Today this coming up week. McLeod Bethel Thompson under pressure, being chased by Hauser, has to throw it, and he completes the pass to Curly Gittins Jr., but he will be short of the first down. Richard Leonard was able to bring him down. Ticats defense has had Bethel Thompson on the run a lot this afternoon.
Curly Gittins Jr. caught that kind of as McLeod Bethel Thompson scrambled and the play had kind of broken down. He was very close to being able to regain his feet and move towards the first down, but Cam Kelly right behind him to stop that. And you limit the damage caused by that turnover when the defense can force a 2 and out.
John Haggerty on to punt for the Argos. Tunde Adeleke is back to return this punt.
Never sleep on Tunde Adeleke.
No.
I love it when the ball is in his hands.
The punt goes pretty much right where Adeleke was standing, near that far 20 on the sideline. He got past the first Argo, but the special teams really converged on Tunde Adeleke, and they'll stop him right about at the 20-yard line of the Tiger Cats.
He really broke 4 tackles for 1 yard gain.
Yeah, didn't move much and broke a lot of tackles.
Yes, impressive punt coverage there by the Argos.
3 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the half, so we're close to the 3-minute warning. 8-all.
Boy, the fog is picking up in Hamilton right now. We can barely just see the mountain. The start of the game, it was nice and clear, but there is some real weather here.
Tiger Cats are with the wind right now, starting from their own 21-yard line. You're right, Luke, there's a fog. There's been a lot of light drizzle all day long. 4 receivers to the right for Jamie Newman. He looks that direction, decides to run. He's across the 25. Be brought down right around the 27-yard line, a few yards short of the first down. And that will take us to the 3-minute warning in the opening half. 2:49 on the clock, and it is the Argonauts 8, the Tiger Cats 8. The finish of the opening half is coming up from Tim Hortons Field. It's the Labor Day Classic on the Ticats Audio Network. We always love to hear where you're listening from. Want to say hello to Peter Boyle, who took some time out to email us. He's in Ottawa. Thinks the Cats will win by 1 point, so that Damagala punt that went for a point, that might be a key.
There you go.
Lance Whitaker in Mississauga wanted to congratulate Moriali and Hitch as the alumni of distinction today, and Emily is in Waterloo at her dorm at Wilfrid Laurier University listening. Great to have you with us, Emily. And Mike Daly, part of that coaching staff at Wilfrid Laurier. Didn't go their way last night, but I'm sure great things to come with Mike Daly in the fold. We love him here at the Ticats Audio Network. Here's Jamie Newman, another run, and he stretches forward. Had to get to the 31-yard line, and it looks like he should have enough for the first down. And they are moving the sticks. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
Jamie Newman with the interception one drive ago that got tipped up and picked by Jamal Peters, and now you come out back-to-back run plays for Jamie Newman, get him back involved, get him some production and a good first down there, both first and second down on his legs.
Wipe the fog here at Tim Hortons Field. Very overcast, about 17 degrees Celsius. The game is tied at 8, just over 2 minutes to go in the half. Tiger Cats first and 10 from their own 31, and the snap got to Newman in the shotgun, and flag flies in the Toronto secondary. We'll see if Dave Foxcroft's mic is working.
Violation, Hamilton number 14. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
All right.
Tough.
The microphone is working, the penalty not working for the Tiger Cats.
You know, and there is an emphasis in the CFL this year to set the game clock very quickly and keep the games moving, and it does. You know, I think it's exciting. I think they're putting a good product out because of that, but that was very quick. It didn't strike me that they were taking very long in the huddle. But, you know, young quarterback and that kind of thing can happen.
Jamie Newman, first CFL start. This game is tied. We're getting close to halftime, staying composed in the pocket, throws over the middle. It's incomplete, but somehow not intercepted. It was right in the arms of Maurice Carnell the fourth, and he could not make the catch. Will that turn out to haunt the Argos as this game progresses? That should have been an interception.
We'll see. Now they have second down and 20 here. That would have been an interception on the Ticat 42-yard line or so. Who knows what kind of return he could have gotten from there, but boy, you're not going to get that kind of luck very often.
Tiger Cats still have the football. Second and 20 from their own 21. Foggy at Tim Hortons Field. A light drizzle. Jamie Newman, empty backfield, still has time, and he will make the short pass to Pappy White, and this won't be anywhere near what the Tiger Cats needed for the first down. White will get just across the 25-yard line, but the punt team comes on the field for the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, well, a productive first down there to start that drive off by Jamie Newman, and then that penalty, marches them back and negates all of that. And then, of course, they're still, counting their blessings for that not being an interception. So this defensive drive by the Ticats, huge for how this team's going to go into halftime and come out in the second half.
Michael Damagala on his own 12-yard line, punting with the win. Jeremiah Haydell back for the Argos, and Damagala just did get the punt away. Haydell catches it as his own 37-yard line, runs to the near sideline, and the Tiger Cats limit that gain. The special teams has been very good for Hamilton. 8-all with 1:35 to go, and the Argos starting this drive from close to midfield. They are into the wind. Do you think this fog, Luke, is having any impact on the players in the field?
You know what? It certainly is going to impact the returners. As that gets up in the air, you kind of lose the depth perception of the football. But it appears a lot worse to us than it really is on the field in a lot of cases.
Empty backfield for Bethel Thompson. Steps back, throws over the middle. It is complete. Tavares Daniels running along that 45-yard line. That's plenty for the first down for the Argonauts. So they've advanced to the Hamilton 45 or 44-yard line is where they're going to spot it. Boris Beatty has missed a field goal in this game. It went for a single. This game is tied at 8. 1:20 to go in the half. Bethel Thompson looked right. Nobody there. Throws left and wide open. It's caught. And it is Curly Gittens Jr. And he is just short of the Hamilton 25-yard line. It's another first down. Argos well within field goal range now.
Really patient job there. They had the Speedy B on a hitch to the sidelines. McLeod Bethel Thompson's left. Curly Gittens Jr. running a sail route over the top of him for a nice, really smooth-looking 15-yard gain. Well into Beatty field goal range even against the wind.
Argos on the Hamilton 26-yard line. Crowd trying to get loud. Bethel Thompson will be passing again, and he's looking for the end zone. It is intercepted. It's Rodney Randall with another interception with the Tiger Cats, and he's trying to make something happen. A.J. Ouellette trying to track him down, trying to knock the ball loose, and it is flipped over to Richard Leonard, but it was a forward flip, I believe.
Wow, a lot going on there. He was getting tackled from behind by A.J. Ouellette. And the ball came loose, almost looked like a fumble. You're right, I think he actually tossed the ball.
Yeah.
Which I love. I love the thought process of just trying to capitalize on.
The interception, offside pass, Hamilton number 23. It'll be a first down, Hamilton.
Really errant throw by McLeod Bethel Thompson, putting that into the end zone where it really is a really bad place for him to throw that. Man, these turnovers, we're seeing a game now where so far the ratio's in the Ticats' favor, and how different does it look? I mean, we're tied at 8-8, and that interception avoids these late second quarter points that the Argos appeared to surely were in range for. Such a great job by this defense.
Rodney Randall Jr., the closest player to that football, so maybe there is a bit of a mist on this football for the quarterbacks, but he has 2 interceptions in 2 games as a Hamilton Tiger Cat. Welcome to Hamilton, Rodney Randall Jr. There's a handoff to Don Jackson, gets contact a couple of yards past the line of scrimmage, and the Argos are able to bring down the Hamilton running back just past the 15-yard line. It is 8-all, 50 seconds to go in the half. And don't forget, at halftime, it's Tim Hicks, the award-winning country singer. Tim Hicks, presented by WeatherTech, halftime today. Tim Hortons Field. It's been a close game, 8-all. Tiger Cats deep in their own zone for a 2nd and 8. Thrown over the middle, that is incomplete. Pass was intended for Tim White. And 28 seconds on the clock. We've seen this before, Luke. Argos are going to get this ball back before the end of the half.
Yep, I was going to say before that second down how big that was to avoid giving the Argos another chance at points here. So it comes down to Damagala and his ability to kick and his coverage unit.
Damagala standing on his own 2-yard line. There is a mist on the field, so it is maybe affecting some of the throws. We'll see if Michael Damagala can handle this snap cleanly. Important that he does. He's deep in his own zone. Perfect snap. The kick. That'll push Haydel back to his own 45. He's across the 50 now to midfield and pushed down there by the Tiger Cats. Stavros Katsantonis, the leading special teams tackler for the Tiger Cats, able to bring down the Argo returner with 18 seconds to go in the half.
That was a pretty good punt coverage right there. They avoided a big return. That's a lot of yards still to gain in 18 seconds by the Argos in order to get into field goal position. So now, RJ, they are against the wind, and it's not crazy, but it's at least noticeable. You know, I don't know. I'm thinking you got to get down to the 40-yard line to give Forrest Beatty a 47-yard chance into this wind.
Let's see what the Argos can do. They've done more than that in games against the Tiger Cats, and Bethel Thompson looking for more than that. Oh, he was throwing over the middle, wanted to connect with Curly Gittens Jr. Richard Leonard in coverage. There are flags right where that pass was intended, and the Argos are already indicating this is going to be pass interference against Richard Leonard.
It was cover 0, really tight coverage, and a good ball by McLeod.
Defensive pass interference, Hamilton number 23. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down, Toronto.
Richard Leonard was in good position, except for he was just behind Curly Gittens Jr. So in order to get to the ball, he kind of had to go through him, though he was in great coverage. So
here we go, Luke.
Tough.
There's the challenge flag. Coach O tosses it onto the field. He was standing at about his own 40-yard line, and the challenge flag, he's just picking it up at the Argo 50. We've seen a lot of challenges. The Hall of Famer in the secondary in his career on pass interferences, and he's 5 for 8.
Pass interference on the previous play. We'll review the play.
So it is hard to swallow this one, because you hate to draw the pass interference when you were in really good position. That's tough. Like you think you did your job and you're trying to make a play on the ball, and I think that's the argument here, is that Richard Leonard was just doing his best to get to the football, which he has the right to do, but you cannot interfere with the receiver's body on your way there. I don't know. There's a lot of, it's Speedy B. There's a lot of, or excuse me, Curly Gittens Jr. There's a lot of tripping and hands that are on the way there. Boy, it's a decent argument, honestly. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah. The other thing, Luke, the ball was actually behind Gittens Jr., so even if there wasn't contact, that would have been a really tough catch for him to make.
I don't know how this will get ruled here, but I don't mind the challenge, though, because this is so directly, for points. It's points or no points here with 13 seconds left. And that was a huge gain there on the pass interference.
There's always drama when the Tiger Cats play. 13 seconds to go in the half. It's 8-8. Coach O has had to challenge. Pass was intended for Curly Gittins Jr. Richard Leonard in coverage. Coverage was called for defensive pass interference. Orlando Steinauer challenging that call. Dave Foxcroft, the referee, still awaiting the decision. But you're right, Luke, this is a big moment going into the half. Depending on how this gets ruled, whether it's overturned or stands, it'll be a difference of 30 yards of field position.
Yeah, they're down where the ball is right now after the penalty. They're down on the Ticat 27-yard line. So that's a very makeable field. Like you said, Boris Beatty has missed a field goal tonight already, but very makeable distance for him. And Ticats will really not have a substantial chance after this drive before this half ends to put their own points back on the board.
I think we're close to the decision. Here's Dave Foxcroft.
After review, the ruling on the field is overturned.
Wow.
The result of the play is an incomplete pass. It'll be second down, Toronto.
Hall of Famer. He knows the position.
What an awesome challenge. That is so great because, you know, on first glance, to me it kind of looked like a reasonable call. Like kind of you knew they were going to throw the flag. Both guys just falling down at the point of impact. But smart by Orlando Steinauer. I mean, that was Richard Leonard's face mask was to the ball, which to me is a huge part of avoiding pass interference. He's legitimately playing for the football, and his hands never grabbed or wrapped around Curly Gittins Jr., so the contact was inadvertent. And it would have been a tough catch. Coach O animated as he pointed back toward the Argos end, bring that ball back. So now on their own 54, 2nd and 10, and pass not complete to Ambles, but as contact was made on Bethel Thompson, there's flags all over that area. It's got to be a holding in the backfield. Appears to be. On Toronto. And Dave Foxcroft just going over to Orlando to see what the Tiger Cats want to do.
Toronto number 67. The penalty's declined. Third down.
So 3rd and 10. There's 7 seconds to go in the half. A lot has happened in less than 30 seconds in this half, but no scoring. It's still tied at 8. Pappy White is back, stationing himself inside his own 10-yard line to return this punt. Haggerty at his own 40. A low kick, did not want to put it into the end zone. That was the plan. Pretty good placement. This will roll down to the 7-yard line, and Pappy White will get it across the 15, just short of the 20. And there is no time left on the clock. So that is it for the opening half. And not a surprise, it's a close game, Labor Day Classic at Tim Hortons Field. Exciting stuff. And the story to me is the turnovers and how different this has looked compared to the woes that the Ticats have suffered all season long. You've got one interception in the end zone, legitimately stealing points away from the Argos that they, rightfully had. And then you get, of course, Jamal Roll's huge interception for a touchdown. You cannot overstate a defensive interception for a touchdown. It is any touchdown goes in the game as a big play, and any turnover. And you get those both on the same play, it's a double whammy. I mean, that was an unbelievable job by Jamal Roll to make that play, and that really alone has the Ticats, still tied on the scoreboard, but in my opinion, with momentum in their favor. Neil Lumsden will join Bubba and Andy. It is a tie game, 8-all Labor Day Classic, second half to decide this football game. Tiger Cats at the half with Bubba and Andy is next on the Ticats Audio Network.
Finally, the long wait is over. It's here. This is the Labor Day Classic on the Ticats Audio Network.
Second half about to get going. It is a tie game, 8-8 between the Argos and the Tiger Cats. The Labor Day Classic, an attendance record for a regular season game at Tim Hortons Field, 25,266. And a credit to the fans, it's not the nicest day out. It's about 17, 18 degrees with a light drizzle. It's pretty overcast, a bit of fog, but the fans are here, they're loud, and it is a close game. Was that first half what you expected, Luke?
Yeah, I mean, pretty good football all around. Some mistakes made by both teams, and 8-8 going in the second half here. It comes down to who can fix their second half problems. Both teams have suffered from it this year. Wow.
Michael Domagala, a very low kickoff, and Argos can't come up with it clean. Picked up inside their own 5. Dejon Brissett battling for extra yards. Richard Leonard, Jared Beeksma came in and put a stop to that return at about the 16-yard line, it appears.
Great job by the coverage team there. What a great way to start off this second half for your defense, who's obviously hoping to start this half like they did the first with a 2-and-out by the Argonaut offense. You notice the Ticats have kicked off for both halves, right? They deferred, and now have elected to take the wind in the fourth quarter, which means kicking off again. Same situation they were in the same direction as the first quarter.
You heard some fireworks. That's Moriali and Hitch waving a Tiger Cats flag, and Hitch doing some talking on the microphone. They have fireworks everywhere they go, and the defense trying to stop A.J. Ouellette. He's able to get about 3 yards on that opening carry for Toronto, but the running game has not been effective for the Argos.
Boy, if they could force the punt here and get another 2-and-out, the Ticats are going to find themselves for their first drive of the second half in really good field position.
2nd and 7. Argos on their own 19. They are with the wind in this third quarter. McLeod Bethel Thompson taps his foot, empty backfield. He's going to pass. Pressure's coming. Throws over the middle. That one might have been tipped. We've seen a few tips this afternoon. This one falls incomplete, and the Argos will have to punt.
Cam Kelly in the low under coverage and Tunde Adeleke above him. That was an errant throw. That was a bad direction for McLeod Bethel Thompson to throw that, and one of those times where you could easily see that going wrong for the Argonauts, and they're lucky to be in punting situation now, but huge opportunity here. Poppy White back.
Argos, Haggerty with the kick. Pappy White has to run. It's
Wow.
over his head. This is going to turn out great for the Argos. Pappy White all the way back to his own 9, and he looks up and the Argos are there, and it looked like it was going to be great field position for Hamilton. That did not turn out.
Something like a 75-yard punt there. Just unbelievable job of flipping the field. Yes, the wind was at the Argonauts' back for this third quarter. Wow, I mean, he just bombed that kick, and it skipped off of the hands of Pappy White and went for another 20 yards rolling downfield. Missed chance there. Now in one play, the field position battle happens over drives back and forth. In one play, they flip the entire thing.
This is the Ticats' lowest scoring quarter. They've scored 5 touchdowns all season in quarter 3. 4 of them have come against Montreal. They'll try to get something going here. We're early in the third quarter. It's tied, starting from their own 13. The handoff goes to Sean Thomas Erlington. Breaks a tackle across the 20, the 25, the 30, and he's finally brought down. Another strong run from Sean Thomas Erlington. And the Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
That's great run production on first down. Just an unbelievable job. And Sean Thomas Erlington, he just for the size that he is, he's not a huge guy. Unbelievable job at breaking tackles. We had a question in the Coach O show this week by gentleman John, and I believe Robert had one as well, about Sean Thomas Erlington and his production. He's sort of used in all sorts of different capacities, and then tonight, in a classic, running responsibility, he's done very well.
2 carries for 39 yards for Sean Thomas Erlington. Jamie Newman hit as he was trying to throw, and it was David Ungerer running down the near sideline, but the ball falls incomplete.
I believe it was Chris Edwards in there with a big hit. Shane Ray was in the backfield putting a big hit on Jamie Newman right as he released that ball, and kind of slow to get up after that too. Ticats cannot afford less quarterbacks in the roster.
Matt Schultz put on the 6-game injured list. Dane Evans is dressed, but he's listed as the 3rd-string quarterback. He is holding for Seth Small. We've only seen Small on the field once. That was for a convert. 2nd and 10 from their own 32. Jamie Newman throws to the left. High pass caught by Tim White. He's tackled immediately just shy of the 40-yard line. Needed to get to the 42 for the first down.
Ferris McFadden on the tackle, and he made that tackle like a player who knew that one more yard brings out potentially a short yardage crew, or even allows that receiver to get a first down. Really sure tackle to leave this at third and 2 yards.
Tim White, number 3 in the CFL in yards after the catch. So the Argos had to be careful when he caught that. The punt team is on. Michael Damagala standing at his own 25. Tiger Cats punting into the wind. Back to return the kick is Jeremiah Hayda. And it bounces at the 40. Haydel gets a touch on it. Doesn't come up with it cleanly, but knocked it out of bounds. And that'll be inside the 30-yard line. So a pretty good result for the Tiger Cats. Still early in the third quarter. This game is still tied. 8-all between the Argos and Ticats. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Great to have you with us. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. Tie game, early third quarter. It is a cool afternoon in Hamilton, about 17 degrees. There's been a light mist. It's foggy. We see a lot of the yellow Hamilton Tiger Cats ponchos. A lot of people making a stop at the gift shop to keep the rain off of them. A lot hanging out in the concourse under that upper level, but they're still loud. Argos going to work on offense. McLeod Bethel-Thompson doesn't even take a step back after he gets the snap. Completes the pass to DeMonte Coxie, and he is tackled by Rodney Randall Jr. And a good thing that Randall made that tackle. Otherwise, Coxie might have had some open field.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking the same thing, and it was a sure tackle, too. He really kind of timed up and took his shot at the legs, to secure that, and did it very well, because it would have been a first, and now they're left with still 2nd and 6.
From their own 33-yard line, and Tim Hortons field gets loud. McLeod Bethel-Thompson taps his right foot, gets the snap, 3 steps back, throws over the middle. It is complete. It is a first down. Tavares Daniels knew pretty much exactly what he needed for the first down and got it with about a yard to spare. Across the 40-yard line, maybe to the 41. Argos with the wind in the third quarter. They outscored Hamilton 8-1 in the first quarter. Hamilton outscored the Argos 7-0 in the second quarter. Hamilton has held the Argos to 22 first downs in the last 6 quarters, and there is an injured Tiger Cat. It's Julian Hauser. And Hauser's had a great season, as Hamilton Tiger Cats fans know. He has been chasing down number 4 Bethel-Thompson for most of this game, and he will get looked at by the training staff. We'll take a break and be right back. It's 8-all with 10:02 to go in the third quarter. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Thank you to all our listeners. How about Tom Lucy, Sirius XM? He's listening in Phoenix. Great to have you with us. Just looked it up, 39 degrees Celsius in Phoenix. So congratulations, Tom.
Oh, man.
John Vines wants to say hi to Luke. Mike Lush in Cornwall driving back to Hamilton. So far it's a tie game. And Alan Ron in Beamsville. He's wanting to know, Luke, your favorite Labor Day memory.
Wow, so many. I never lost one, so I was part of a lot of Labor Day victories, but I'll never forget Bakari Grant holding up his arms after the first touchdown at Tim Hortons Field. And of course, there's been some talk of 2017, short gain on first there. Been some talk of 2017. It was a hard year for us, but Labor Day broke that streak, and there was a lightning delay, a lot of crazy things, and that was our first win that year, and I remember that one as well.
So Argos ran a play. Marquis Ambles hit by Cam Kelly.
Player misconduct foul. 10-yard penalty on Hamilton, number 11. 10-yard foul. First down.
So Cam Kelly with the penalty after the hit. It was a big hit, and clearly followed up after that and took the penalty. That is a big one, as now the Argos are getting close to midfield.
Interesting field position in this third quarter. It's really the favor of the field position has not, moved slightly in either direction. It's flipped entirely for both teams already in the third.
That would have been a short gain for Ambles. Instead, the Argos find themselves on their own 53-yard line with 9.5 to go in the third quarter. Pressure's on Bethel Thompson. Oh, wow, he somehow completed that to A.J. Ouellette, who will turn that into a yard or two of a gain close to midfield, but somehow Bethel Thompson got rid of that football, and it was Mason Bennett right in his face.
Yep, they set up a running back screen to Ouellette, and they ended up getting it there, but it looked risky for a second. You thought that ball almost was going to pop into a defensive lineman's hands there.
Luke Tasker, our statistician Jeff Girardat, just handing me this. First career Labor Day Classic for Luke Tasker, number 17. 5 catches, 62 receiving yards. Impressive. Flags are flying. McLeod Bethel Thompson passing.
Wow.
And it's knocked away by Tunde Adeleke. Intended for Tavares Daniels, but we'll have to deal with these flags.
Offside. Hamilton, number 26. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Cariel Brooks on the blitz there. Little too soon. Unbelievable timing by Tunde Adeleke on the pass breakup, though, just right. Just so tight in coverage.
Argos in Hamilton territory thanks to Hamilton penalties. 8:40 to go in the third quarter. Coach O, the Hamilton sideline, they're all trying to get the crowd fired up at Tim Hortons Field to get loud. Argos on the Hamilton 50. Bethel Thompson throws. It's behind the intended receiver, and it goes incomplete. That was Coxey looking for the pass.
McLeod Bethel Thompson taking another shot there. They've got some pressure on him tonight. They've really been doing a good job of making him get throws away quickly, like that one, which really was not a catchable football.
Rodney Randall, he was in coverage, had good coverage. He also has an interception in this game. So does Jamal Roll, and Jamal Roll took that back for a touchdown. That's the lone touchdown for the Tiger Cats in the football game. Haggerty punting into the wind. Tunde Adeleke backtracks a little bit to his 5, breaks one tackle, and now the Argos have him surrounded. He'll be just short of the 15-yard line. And the Argos with the wind.
Late flag.
Had a bit of a decision, but they elected to punt. We're going to take a break, sort out that penalty when we come back. It's 8-all with 8:05 to go in the third quarter. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Tie game, Argos and Tiger Cats, low scoring too, 8 apiece. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. It's been an overcast day. It's been misting on and off, a bit of fog on the mountain to the east. Tiger Cats heading from right to left there into the wind in this third quarter. Jamie Newman, the rookie quarterback, his first CFL start, tries to complete it to Don Jackson. It was incomplete, but it was also behind the line of scrimmage, so Jackson wisely hustled back to jump on that football. And the Argos want this ball spotted where Jackson finally fell on it, not where it was incomplete.
This drive started off with a penalty against Toronto on the punt return that was missed during our break there. But they were very slow to call this an incomplete pass. It was.
I think they're still deciding.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Second down.
So right on cue, Dave Foxcroft does call it an incomplete pass. But Chris Edwards was all over it. So that is 2nd and 10 now. Ticats starting from their own 30 at the near hash mark. 4 receivers to the wide side of the field. That's to the right of Jamie Newman. He throws that direction. It's a high pass caught by Tim White, but not enough for the first down. And once again, the Tiger Cats are going to have to punt.
Yeah, no points so far in the third quarter, and tough for the Ticat offense beat for rhythm right now. I mean, they have the wind against them. They're just haven't been able to string any successful plays together, and love to see Jamie Newman with a few more opportunities to air it out downfield. We saw one long, close, very near completion early on in the game.
Argos haven't scored since the first quarter. Under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Michael Damagala standing on his own 22-yard line, punting into the wind. Jeremiah Haydell, he's forced back. It's a good kick by Damagala. Haydell inside his own 25, but he breaks a tackle. He's across the 30, and he's brought down on that far sideline by Jared Beeksma.
Good kick there. Really good job with the wind against him. That's Damagala saving a lot of yardage there for his defense, and a great open field tackle as well by Beeksma. Again, you know, Ticats able to get more yardage on that special team with that special teams unit than you could have expected before the play.
Ticats with 15 players on the injured list, 13 of them on the 6-game injured list, including some pretty key guys: Simone Lawrence, Chris Van Zyl, Braylon Addison, Matt Schultz, McLeod Bethel Thompson. He whips one off to the left. It's caught by the running back, A.J. Ouellette, and so tough to bring down. Battles for a few extra yards and got about 7 or 8. An attendance record at Tim Hortons Field, over 25,266. Tough day for a fan with the rain and mist.
They've stayed in the stadium, though. They're still here and loud.
It's Labor Day. Can't miss it. McLeod Bethel Thompson, 2nd and 3 from the Argos 38. It's Ouellette again, his favorite target. He's wide open, near sideline, tries to hurdle over Randall Jr. and gets very close to midfield, but there is a flag on the field, and the Ticats are pointing toward the Argos.
Yeah, this is going to be on Coxie. This is blocking the back, and it was blatant, right at the ball. Too easy of a mistake to avoid, and he.
After yards per gain, holding Toronto, number 86. To be a 10-yard penalty, first down Toronto.
So they called it a holding. I would have called it a block, illegal block. But either way, it was out in the open field, right where the ball carrier. You can't hide that penalty from anybody. And there's a concept called next level fast in football. And anytime you've missed your block, you've got to stop trying to block that player, and you have to go to the next level of opponent fast right now. And that was poorly executed there by Coxie for the Argonauts.
Argos get up to their own 40-yard line. McLeod Bethel Thompson passing again, and who else? A.J. Ouellette. He's open on the near sideline, breaks one tackle. He's into Hamilton territory across the 50. And A.J. Ouellette, it hasn't worked very well with the handoffs, but the passing game, he has been extremely effective.
Yeah, in very similar fashion. That was an empty set, so all 6 eligibles are out running patterns. A.J. Ouellette lined up like a receiver and slipped out to the flat entirely undetected.
Argos with the wind. They're up to the Hamilton 48. McLeod Bethel Thompson, 3 receivers to his right, and he goes that direction. It's complete to Markeith Ambles. He got to the 45-yard line, so that'll be a gain of 3, maybe 4 yards.
At the beginning of this 4 out of 5 series with the Argonauts, Jamal Roll mentioned to me in his bidding, McLeod Bethel Thompson's strength is picking apart zone coverages. When you just sit back and you play your basic CFL zones, his eyes are good enough to pick that apart. He's kind of doing that right now on this drive. He's really kind of patiently finding his receiver each time, and you hate it when it looks easy for the opponent quarterback.
3 receivers to the wide side of the field. That's to the left of Bethel Thompson. He's back to pass again. Slips at midfield. Still completes the pass. It's Devontae Coxie's inside the 30, trying to advance to the 25. Finally brought down by Richard Leonard, but another phenomenal play by the Argos as they get a little bit closer to the Hamilton end zone. This will be on the Hamilton 27-yard line. 3.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Tie game right now. Argos within field goal range. A low pass again up the middle, but it's hauled in nicely by Tavares Daniels, and he gets up and runs into the end zone, but he was down by contact.
There's a really tight gap in the undercoverage there. McLeod Bethel Thompson, really perfect timing on that throw into a low, tight area. The play before, long gain by Coxie, was just a mesh concept. 2 drags crossing each other in the low coverage, and like I said, you've got to mix in some aggressive pressure here on McLeod Bethel Thompson and try to disrupt him in the pocket.
Argos on the Hamilton 16. Fresh set of downs. Crowd trying to get loud in favor of their Tiger Cats defense. Empty backfield for Bethel Thompson. Pressure coming. Throws to the end zone. And it's incomplete. Richard Leonard in coverage on Davaris Daniels. And Bethel Thompson did not have a second to spare before throwing that football.
There's that pressure, and that was Kyle Wilson with a nice hit on McLeod Bethel Thompson as he got rid of the football. I actually thought Richard Leonard was in a good position to maybe get his hands on that. It seemed like it was just hard to adjust to. There is fog still and mist down there. It's not easy to catch that ball and find it up in the air, but Richard Leonard clearly upset that he didn't make a better attempt to pick that pass off.
Bethel Thompson, that was his first incompletion in his last 7 passes. He heats up in the second half. He's back to pass again. And it is tipped. A big play by the big man, Malik Carney. Had to get that tip in there. There was an open receiver. Looked like it was Speedy B. It goes incomplete, and the Tiger Cats will be happy to settle for an Argos field goal here.
Absolutely they will. That was a great drive by the Argonauts and a great job there to put an end to that. Short right in red zone, and Speedy B with a really nice little slow, patient slant from the outside. Was in a really good position to score that.
Malik Carney, 6'3", 231 pounds, diving through the air to knock that pass down. For Speedy, it's a short field goal attempt, a 24-yarder, and it's good. So Beatty hits the field goal. The Argos lead once again. Hamilton has not led in this football game. It's a slim lead for Toronto with 1:59 to go in the third quarter. Argonauts 11, Tiger Cats 8. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network.
This week on the Ticats Audio Network.
Basically, it's just notes from the game, things that I'm seeing, things that I'm observing. Maybe occasionally I'll write down the referee's number and to make sure that I can address them a little bit later in the appropriate manner.
That's Orlando Steinauer on what he writes in the card that he pulls out of his pocket during a game. That's one of the questions asked on the Coach O Show with Luke Tasker on the Ticats Audio Network. If you have a question for Coach O, email gameday@ticats.ca. Luke will ask the question. You ever think he puts anything on a piece of paper after that show you do with him, the Coach O Show?
I wonder, is he taking notes on on my performance and my...
Not the best question.
He'll email me a breakdown at the end of the season.
Yes. Well, he's done media work. He knows.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie Newman takes the handoff. He's going to run to his left, and he tried to get to the outside. Argos cut that off. Jamal Peters was the first one there. By the way, Peters has another interception, his fourth in 2 games against the Hamilton Tiger Cats, so that'll be about a 4 or 5 yard gain for Newman.
Trying to be patient off his quarterback called run to his left. A decent game, but a nice gang tackle there by the Argonaut defense.
So Jamie Newman has 8 completions today. 2 of them have been over 10 yards. The other 6 all under 10 yards. He did have that deep ball intended for Tim White. Looked like a pretty good pass. It was in double coverage. White couldn't make the catch. This is a 2nd and 6. Hamilton on their own 44. Jalen Morton is in the game, and the ball came loose. Looked like he was in the motion of throwing. Argos got to it, but I think they're going to call that an incomplete pass. So Jalen Morton came into the game and could not get a real handle on the football as he tried to throw.
Yeah, that was very unusual. It's not really, I really didn't expect to see Morton in the game tonight. In fact, I think there was a higher probability that we maybe saw Dane Evans, who of course is dressed but struggling with injuries and near disaster there.
And that might have been Robbie Smith, who just got a touch on the football as Morton was trying to throw. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Michael Damagala has to punt once again. Argos lead the football game 11-8. Haydel at his own 30 drifts back to the 27 to make the catch, and just great tackling by the Tiger Cats special teams. Anthony Federico celebrating the special teams tackle.
Starting to get a little bit of commotion after the whistle in this third quarter, right? We've seen a misconduct, saw misconduct. We've seen some jawing and some pushing and shoving, and of course, 4 out of 5 weeks. I never had anything like that in my career, but these guys are really, really used to each other now, and tensions rise.
Important game in the standings. Tiger Cats 3-8. If they want a shot at finishing at first place in the East Division, they have to win this one. A.J. Ouellette gets the ball. He was touched at the line of scrimmage, broke that tackle, and barrels his way ahead for a gain of 7 or 8 yards.
You know, from an Argonaut standpoint, Ouellette has to be the player of the game so far. I mean, he's had some impressive gains both on the ground and receiving, and he does have, boy, when he gets contact, it's 3 more yards before he hits the ground.
Last play of the third quarter. Another handoff to A.J. Ouellette. This time he's stopped immediately, and he tried to spin away from that one too. Tiger Cats come up with a massive stop on second down. Looks like no gain. So it'll be about 3rd and 2 when we start the fourth quarter. We're through 3 at Tim Hortons Field, Labor Day Classic, and the Argos have the lead. It's 11-8. Fourth quarter is coming up on the Ticats Audio Network. Argos leading 11-8 as we begin the fourth quarter. Jovan Santos-Knox, 4th leading tackler in the CFL. He leads the Tiger Cats again today. 5 tackles in this Labor Day Classic. 3rd and 2 for the Argos. They're on their own 37. John Haggerty into punt. Have to be wary of the Argos trying something here. Short yardage to get a first down starting the fourth quarter. Tiger Cats have 4 points total in their last 2 games in the fourth quarter. They need a big one today. Haggerty kicks. Pappy White runs up to the ball and he slips. And this will end up inside the 20. Goes out of bounds at the 18-yard line. So Lawrence Woods is definitely missed in this punt return game for the Tiger Cats, as Pappy White couldn't come up with it, but fortunately, Luke, he didn't touch that football.
Yeah, I just think he was in position to catch it. It just is so many, it's too many valuable yards to give up like that. And really interesting, Haggerty's back there and he was flipping sides as he's waiting for the punt, and he's sort of rotating his shoulders, and you can see Pappy White responding to that, drifting to the side, and they're trying to be deceptive and be tricky out there as to where that punt is going. And now the Ticats have the wind at their back for the fourth.
It's Jalen Morton back in at quarterback. We're not sure if Jamie Newman has an injury or they have deemed him to be ineffective, but Morton is in, and that's his second pass attempt. That one's incomplete as well. It was intended for Pappy White, who is running from left to right across the middle of the field.
It's a lot for a team. I mean, so many different quarterbacks throughout the season, with mixed results from pretty much just about everybody, and then you get injuries thrown into the mix. And now in the fourth quarter of, the biggest game of the regular season so far, to say the least, with how meaningful this game is for both of these teams, and you mix it up again.
Newman, 8 for 16, 73 yards, no touchdowns and an interception. Morton throws a pass. It is complete to Pappy White. He's very close to the first down. Looks like they'll mark him just short.
Yeah, at third, and it's less than 1, and they're going to keep the offense on the field here.
So the ball is
sending in the big bodies now for their short yardage personnel.
It's on the Hamilton 27. So this is important that the Tiger Cats get it. Looks like it's less than a yard to go here, Luke.
Yeah, this is why turnovers on downs count in the turnover ratio, because if they don't get this, it's every bit as costly as an interception or fumble.
Dylan Wynn on the field is part of this short yardage team for the Tiger Cats. Jalen Morton runs to his right. Oh boy, I don't think he got it, Luke. I don't think he got it. No. Argos are celebrating, and this is a huge turnover on downs. The ball is being spotted.
He lost yardage. They're not even going to measure it. That's what I mean. You wish you would have thrown an interception 20 yards down the field, right?
Right. Yeah.
That'd have been great.
It's points for the Argos for sure now if they don't turn the ball over. They're well within field goal range. And this is unfortunately for the Tiger Cats, a typical fourth quarter. If something can go wrong, it does. Tiger Cats have allowed 119 points in the fourth quarter. They've won the fourth quarter twice this season. They won both of those games, by the way. One of those was against the Argos, but now Toronto starts from the Hamilton 27, and it's a good catch by Curly Gittens Jr. He's weaving his way inside the 10, the 5, and finally tackled by Jovan Santos Knox, but Gittens almost took that in from 27 yards out.
That was an excellent throw by McLeod Bethel Thompson. He actually bobbled the snap from shotgun, and once he got a hold of it and had his eyes downfield, he threaded that into Curly Gittens Jr. from his wide receiver screen position. And then amazing patience and vision on the run. I mean, that was a great offensive play for a big game.
First and goal, Argos. They're on the Hamilton 4-yard line, leading this game by 3. Early in the fourth quarter, Bethel Thompson looking for the end zone. Embles had it, bobbled it, and couldn't come up with it. Richard Leonard had decent coverage for the Tiger Cats. Argos came close to a touchdown, but it's incomplete.
Boy, that was to McLeod Bethel Thompson's right. To his left, DeVaris Daniels was nearly by himself in the corner of the end zone. So that, the short yardage, that goal line situation doesn't allow a quarterback much time to scan a full field. You sort of have to pre-snap pick your side on a lot of play calls. But boy, some things to get fixed and worked out here in this Ticat defense.
Seeing a replay, Richard Leonard did get a hand on it. So second and goal for the Argos. It's a handoff to Curly Gittens Jr. It's a reverse. And Speedy B fakes the throw, and he's going to take it into the end zone. Brandon Banks scores a touchdown on Labor Day as a member of the Toronto Argonauts.
Yeah, he's stoked up about it, too. He had a big reception early on in this game, and they've tried to go back to him a few times, but really interesting play there. That was a reverse. He took the ball from Curly Gittens Jr. around to the left, and I don't know if he was actually intending to pass, but he was setting up like a pass and took it himself. But man, that turnover on downs, just another thorn in the heel for the Ticats offense.
Fourth quarter, you said it, Luke. A turnover turns into points for the opposition. It is Boris Speedy lining up for a convert, and that is good. So all of a sudden, a tie game turns into a 10-point lead after a field goal and a touchdown by the Argonauts. It's 18-8 with 11:15 to go in the game. Tiger Cats have to get their offense going, and we'll see who's at quarterback when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network. It's been an overcast, misty day. 11:15 to go in the game, and Argos in the second half have outscored the Tiger Cats 10-0. They lead the game 18-8. In the second half, Toronto has 8 first downs, Hamilton just 1. Tiger Cats touchdown in this game, courtesy of the defense. Jamal Roll with the interception for a touchdown. Sean Thomas Erlington is now the returner. He's had a couple of good carries. He'll bring this one across the 35. He'll get close to the 40-yard line before the Argos bring him down.
Got to make, this is what you got the choice with the coin toss and with the second half after deferring, and now you get the fourth quarter wind, and it is still substantial. It's still, coming off the lake towards the mountain, and now with good field position, it's time to put a stop to your fourth quarter woes here.
Jalen Morton in at quarterback. He's 1 for 3 for 9 yards. Failed to get the short yardage. A pitch to Tim White after a fake fly sweep, and Tim White will run off to his left and get close to 4 or 5 yards. So 2nd and 6 here for Hamilton. They're on their own 41-yard line, trying to convert a second down and get their second first down of the second half. A lot of numbers in there. Jalen Morton looking to his right, nobody there. Now he wants to run, almost ran into his own offensive lineman, and he sails a pass, almost intercepted by the Argos. There wasn't a Ticat near it, and it was Maurice Carnell, the fourth, who realistically should have 2 interceptions in this game.
Yeah, and the crowd is, you're starting to hear a little discontent, and you know, probably rightly so. I mean, there's been so little production in the pass game. He was really trying to dump that down to Don Jackson and got tipped up in the air.
Michael Domagala, low punt into the wind. Haydel trying to chase after it, and it will go out of bounds inside the 20. Looks like they're going to spot that at about the 17 or 18 yard line. So a good kick from Michael Domagala. 10-13 to go in the game. It's the Argos up by 10. This is the Labor Day Classic. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network.
This week on the Ticats Audio Network.
One of the things that made the crowd kind of fun was the Hamilton fans. They were, you know, deriding the Argos, and then the Argo fans got into it and went back. It was all clean fun and stadium fun, but it added a level of something to the game.
That's the Suns' Steve Simmons on last week's Argos Ticats game in Toronto that he was at, as heard on the CFL this week with host Bubba O'Neill. Tomorrow a new roundtable with Bubba on the Ticats Audio Network. Rumor has it Luke Tasker will join the CFL this week.
I'm honored. Can't wait. Good conversation every week with Bubba.
Well, you might have lots to talk about. 10-13 to go here at Tim Hortons Field. Argos have outscored the Tiger Cats in the second half 10-0, and they lead by 10. A.J. Ouellette gets the ball on the ground. Argos content to keep this ball on the ground and keep the clock rolling. Ouellette, a pretty solid run once again. He'll be 2 or 3 yards shy of the first down.
Ticats great run defense throughout the year, and A.J. Ouellette has really been able to put a dent in that reputation tonight. That right there, plays like that 7-yard gain on the ground will make this fourth quarter slip out of the Ticats' hands. The clock will disappear if the Argos can keep momentum on the ground and keep this clock running.
It's 2nd and 3. Tiger Cats defense needs a stop. Argos on their own 25-yard line. McLeod Bethel Thompson taps his right foot, and he's going to keep it, and he's not going to get far. He had no rushing yards last week against the Tiger Cats, and that will give him about a yard. So 3rd and 2 for the Argos.
Great job by the Ticat front rush. That was Kyle Wilson coming in for the stop, but it was really a full blitz. They had a man coverage. I'm surprised how quickly McLeod Bethel Thompson kept that, almost like a called quarterback draw.
Well, you wouldn't expect it after no rushing yards last week, no runs so far in this game. John Haggerty's punting average today, 55.1. He's punting into the wind right now. And back to return for the Tiger Cats is Tim White. He's standing just inside his own 40. Haggerty's kick. White has to come way in, takes it at almost the 50, gets to midfield, and the Argos bring him down there. Good starting field position for the Tiger Cats. They'll be at midfield with the wind, trailing by 10 with 8:23 to go. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. Overcast day, a drizzle. The Hamilton Proud flag is being passed along the stands on the east side. Sweet Caroline pounding on the loudspeakers, and the Argos defense on the field, a few of them were dancing. So they're feeling pretty good about this 10-point lead with 8:13 to go. Handoff goes to Sean Thomas Erlington, and after averaging almost 20 yards on his first 2 carries, he only gets about 1 on that one.
Well, that was one of the Argos who was dancing out there to Sweet Caroline. It was Winton McManus, leading tackler, and that was a great stop with just a half-yard gain. Huge second down here. This is the only time the Ticats have been close to the center line for a drive start. And they got to take advantage of this short field.
2nd and 9. They're on the Argos 54. They're with the win. Jalen Morton in at quarterback. He's 2 for 5 for 13 yards. He's going to pass, and Stephen Dunbar, it was intended for him. He tipped it, couldn't come up with it. And Jamal Peters, another interception. He's down to the 30, and finally Morton makes the tackle. Jamal Peters is locked in against Tiger Cats quarterbacks. That's his second interception in this game, and his 5th interception against Hamilton in the last 2 games.
Well, there's not much. It's really, really hard to tell if Wynton McManus got a hand on that or not. It definitely went off of Stephen Dunbar's hands after the ball. It did. Wynton McManus did get a little bit of a piece on that, and then it went off of actually Stephen Dunbar Jr.'s shoulder pads and right into the hands of number 3 Peters. Unbelievable.
Jamal Peters is now the CFL leader in interceptions. And this puts the Argos on the Hamilton 27-yard line. McLeod Bethel Thompson wants it all right now. Going end zone. It is caught. And just another salt in the wound for the Tiger Cats. It's Speedy B with another touchdown. His second of the game.
Wow. Right back into the same end zone he just scored in this 4th quarter. Look at that. 2 scores and a turnover. And not only a turnover, it's right after your best opportunity of the night. Wind at your back, starting at the center line of the field. You got a short field to run. And that ball, that pass from Jalen Morton just a little bit too close and inside of that tippable radius. Wynton McManus, and then 2 plays later, touchdown Argonauts.
Morris Beatty attempting another convert. 7 minutes to go in the game. And this one is really tilting for the Argos now. Second half, Tiger Cats have been unable to score. Beatty is good with his convert. It's now a 25-8 lead for the Argos. They've outscored Hamilton 17-0 in the second half. And the second half, in particular the 4th quarter, has been a real struggle for Hamilton.
That mystery, so to speak, about the Ticats in their 4th quarters. Every problem like that, you have to boil down to the details. And when you throw that slant route too close to the undercover, that's what happens. Whether that's the 1st quarter or the 4th quarter, that's the way that it goes. And you're dealing with an offense that has no shortage of adversity, especially at the quarterback position. And Jalen Morton is asked to come in here and take over the game in the 4th quarter, and whether or not he's the best option, you could argue about that, but that was the reality of the situation. And boy, really, really a difficult thing to do, especially against a quarterback like McLeod Bethel Thompson, who is kind of on fire right now.
Yeah, it's been the Tiger Cats trying to piece together a competitive team. Their top 2 quarterbacks injured. The leading punt returner in the league, Lawrence Woods, injured. Tim White back there to take this one. Gets it at his own 20. He finds an opening up the middle and jumps in the air. He spins and will be just shy of the 40 with that return. 6:41 on the clock. Tiger Cats trailing by 17.
Yeah, 3-score game. And every play's got to count now. 6:41 left. Of course, it takes a long time. There's a lot of drives and a lot of football left in this game, but you can't afford any more negative plays, especially turnovers.
Jamie Newman back as quarterback for the Tiger Cats. He was 8 for 16, 73 yards, threw an interception. Jalen Morton, he went 2 for 6, 13 yards, and he threw an interception on the last Tiger Cats possession. So Newman, 3 receivers to his right. He throws that direction, completes it to Tim White. Gets across the 40, the 45, and the Argos are able to bring him down just short of the 50. This is going to be very close to a first down.
Yeah, good play, good run by Tim White there on the wide receiver screen. And I like the play call. You get Jamie Newman back out there and give him a completion to throw very quickly.
It is a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. Tim White coming off back-to-back 100-plus yard receiving games.
little confusion in the Ticats backfield. They're still lining up. The clock's ticking down, but
that's the first down by Hamilton in the last 6 drives. And flags fly as the ball is snapped, and you were watching that clock.
Yeah, I could smell that coming from the time of the game. Like they
violation. Hamilton.
Half of the Ticats.
5-yard penalty remains first down.
Half of the Ticats lined up as if it was no huddle, and the other half of the offense was grouping up in the backfield. And as by the time they all got into the huddle, there was 9 seconds left on the play clock, and they were still grouped up. I mean, boy, when things go wrong, things really go wrong.
Crowd starting to get restless. We're hearing some boos. Don't hear that often at Tim Hortons Field. 25-8, Argos lead. There's 5:43 to go. 1st and 15 here for the Tiger Cats from their own 43. Jamie Newman looking left the whole time. That is a great catch by Lamar Durant. And he gets down to the Argos 45. A fabulous catch by Durant, his first of the game, but there is a flag on the play.
Holding. Hamilton, number 50. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Welcome to the 4th quarter for the Tiger Cats this season.
Travis Vornkal's arguing his case, and it's right there. He's on that left tackle, and he's kind of saying that, you know, his Argonaut in the rush there, which, you know, happened to be Robbie Smith, fell or kind of got tangled up, but a great catch. I mean, that was an impressive reception downfield. Really snagged what was a dart of a throw over the top, and all for naught. I mean, now it's, you know, Ticats 1st and 25.
So a couple of penalties, and this is tough for the Tiger Cats. Haven't had many first downs in the second half. They're on their own 33, as Luke mentioned, 1st and 25. Newman with some time, throws off to his left. It's caught by Tim White. It was Peters in coverage. Good catch by Tim White, and that'll put a dent into the yards the Tiger Cats needed for the first down. Still about 7 or 8 to go.
Yeah, really great throw. Good timing, too, and now, you know, it's interesting. Jamie Newman's having a chance to open it up a little bit with 2 really great throws in a row.
And the challenge flag on the Argos side. So Ryan Dinwiddie wants to challenge this. I wonder, it was on that far sideline. Did Tim White have control?
Previous play was an incomplete pass. We'll review the play.
So that's exactly what Dinwiddie wants to challenge. Has not been quite as successful as Coach O in challenges. 2 for 6 this season for Dinwiddie. We're going to get a replay, and what do you think of this, Luke?
It looked to me like Tim White had secured the ball. It was a little bit high. Getting another look at it, it seemed to me like he was able to hug that tight to his body on the way down, and he definitely stomped 2 feet in. Of course, you only need 1, but I like it. I think it was an athletic catch by Tim White.
That'd be tough to overturn, I would think.
Yeah, I agree.
But why not give it a shot if you're Ryan Dinwiddie, up by 17, 4:43 to go. Tiger Cats trying to get some sort of momentum going.
Of course, the criticism is going to be, you know, why not give Jamie Newman a chance to open this up like this earlier in the game? And it's kind of easy to say as we're sitting in the 4th quarter, and, you know, you got to throw all your chips on the table. There's no holding anything back, but still, I mean, a couple impressive throws in a row, and you got to give him a chance to make the plays that it's going to take in order to win the game.
Well, we're on the 7th floor at Tim Hortons Field, and just looking around the stadium, a lot of fans are leaving. 4:43 to go. Argos.
Review, the ruling on the field stands. Toronto is charged a timeout and loses their challenge.
So, just as you thought, Luke, would have been tough to overturn that. It is a reception for Tim White, but a lot of the fans think this is unlikely that the Tiger Cats will come back. It's 2nd and 7. I'm sure the 1st and 25 didn't motivate a lot of fans to stay, but a chance here. Ball on the 51. Jamie Newman trying to make something happen, rolling to his right, waving for David Ungerer to go a little bit deeper. Rather, that's Keandre Smith. And they're saying he's out of bounds. He was very close. If he had caught that, he would have been right near the Argos 25, but they wave that off and say it is incomplete.
I think you have a case there of a young quarterback trying to throw that long ball, hoping his guy's going to be able to make a play. To me, Jamie Newman had the first down to Tim White underneath, and you gotta have the awareness that there's still 4 minutes left, and you got to take what you can get. Now they're left with this 3rd and 7.
Hamilton has turned the ball over 3 times. They're going to go for it, 3rd and 7. From their own 51-yard line, down by 17, just over 4 minutes to go in the game. Jamie Newman, empty backfield. Pressure comes from the Argos, stays in the pocket, the ball's tipped, and it drops in front of Tim White, incomplete. And the Tiger Cats, their 4th turnover of the game. And that will allow the Argonauts to get the ball on downs inside Hamilton territory.
That's right, and the turnover ratio for the season currently sits at -23 for the Ticats, number 9 in the league. And they got 2 interceptions tonight. And that's been it's been a problem area as well. Just as much as the offense has given it away, the defense has failed to take the ball away. And tonight they were able to do that twice, but still a -2 ratio on the game.
10 turnovers in the last 2 games against the Argos. Under 4 minutes to go, McLeod, Bethel, Thompson, handoff to A.J. Ouellette. We'll probably see a lot of this, and he stiff arms the initial tackler, who was Tunde Adeleke, who stayed right with him, got a little help from Jovan Santos Knox, but those hard yards by Ouellette continue to rank up.
Yeah, the Argonauts have done much better on the ground, on first down especially, than they have throughout the season. They've really struggled in that category, and especially in large part to A.J. Ouellette, they've been able to put themselves in favorable second down positions throughout the game.
A.J. Ouellette, 34 yards rushing, 70 yards receiving, so he's over 100 all-purpose yards. This will be the last play before the 3-minute warning. Bethel Thompson, it's a handoff to A.J. Ouellette. Spins away from first contact, and he'll dive forward across the 40. It's a first down for the Argos. The Tiger Cats just can't stop A.J. Ouellette. They'll get contact early, and he just breaks right through it. We're at the 3-minute warning. 2:49 to go in the game, and the Argos with a big second half lead the Tiger Cats 25-8. We'll be back on the Ticats Audio Network. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go. The clock is running. The Argonauts on the strength of 17 second half points. Tiger Cats haven't scored any. 25-8, and right back on the ground to A.J. Ouellette. That's 3 straight carries for Ouellette, and he continues to get 5 or 6 on every carry.
And you can tell that's Kyle Wilson coming up to fill that there, and that's a hard gap to fill when A.J. Ouellette's running downhill. It is a hard tackle to make, and it's punishing. It's hard to continue that throughout the night defensively, and A.J. Ouellette's taking advantage of that. You can see him rolling and bouncing off of tackles repeatedly.
A.J. Ouellette, 5'9", 208 pounds, runs hard. He's on the sideline now. Argos are up to the Hamilton 34-yard line. They acquired this football in Hamilton territory when the Ticats turned it over on downs. 4th turnover of the game for the Tiger Cats. Another run here for the Argos. Jovan Santos Knox might be in on his 10th tackle of the game, but this will be close to a first down for the Argos. It was Daniel Adebaboye, but flags are flying, Luke.
Yeah, Mason Bennett just came in well after the whistle and shoved a guy to the ground. So if it's first down or not a first down, they got one. They've got a first down now because the Ticats are just getting a little bit, sloppy out there. Mason Bennett just grossly after the whistle.
Well, it's frustrating for the Tiger Cats. This game was tied at the half.
The result of the play is a first down. After the play, player misconduct, number 90, Hamilton. Half the distance to goal, first down.
And that will march the Argos Closer to the end zone, Brandon Banks has 2 touchdowns in this game for Toronto. Markeith Ambles, he has a touchdown. That was early on for the Argos. Ticats never led in this game. Ball is on the Hamilton 15-yard line. Just over 2 minutes to go in the game. Argos trying to get above 500. It's a handoff. Maybe a gain of about 1 yard there. That again was out of Avoye. And there seems to be lots of discussion between the players after every play right now.
Ted Laurent in the mix out there, and all kinds of talking. Jamal roll way into the Argonaut backfield right now as they're breaking this play up and sorting it out.
Player misconduct foul, 15-yard penalty, Toronto, number 53. It will be second down.
Getting quite a few misconduct fouls.
2 of those kind of fouls and a player gets ejected from the game. We saw that earlier in the season against Hamilton and Toronto. Well, yeah, it's sort of, it's waited until now where things are out of reach to really boil over, but it is getting a little sloppy out there.
That was offensive lineman Philip Blake. So it's 2nd and 24 for the Argos, still in good field position on the Hamilton 29. Out of Avoye, runs straight ahead, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. He's down to the 15, and he gets just inside the 15. And the running game for the Argos in the second half has been able to break through this usually reliable Ticats defense.
It is the best versus the worst coming into this game, meaning Ticats are the best run defense. Toronto, the worst running offense. And look what's happened here. I mean, that's a scar on its own to leave this game really having been damaged and defeated in the run game by the Argonaut offense. And you've got to give them credit. They have run the ball very hard. But, this losing momentum, a negative momentum is kind of on the back of the Ticats right now.
Short field goal attempt for Boris Beatty, just 21 yards. This to increase the Argos' lead to 28-8. This game was tied at 8 when the second half began. The Argos have outscored Hamilton 20-0 in the second half. And the Argos are going to put themselves in a good spot in the East Division with Ottawa playing well, Montreal right in the mix. They'll be at 6-5, still in first place. The Tiger Cats are going to have a 3-game losing streak and drop to 3-9. They do have another game against Montreal this season. They end the season with a back-to-back against Ottawa. And at this point, finishing second in the East Division appears to be the Tiger Cats' only possible route to the playoffs. It'll be tough to catch the Argos, who will be up by 6 points.
Yeah, they'll be 6-5.
And they have a game in hand, the Argos do.
That's right. Yeah, unfortunately, the Ticats' fate for this season is going to come down to a lot of other teams and what happens around the league in the last third of the season.
Minute 29 on the clock. Argos are going to kick this off. Back to return for the Tiger Cats. It's Tim White and Sean Thomas Erlington. Tim White will not have a third straight 100-yard receiving game. 56 yards for Tim White. And now he's trying to return. He ran to his right, then decided to go to his left. Now he's going back to his right, but there was just never any room. The Argos stayed with him every step of the way, and Tim White finally brought down just short of the Hamilton 35. Jamie Newman in this game, his first CFL start for the rookie. Matt Schultz on the 6-game injured list. Dane Evans is dressed, but there was suspicion that he would not see game action, not 100%. Newman has gone 10 for 20. He's passed for 101 yards and 1 interception. 4 receivers to the left of Newman. He looks that direction, completes it to Pappy White, gets to the line of scrimmage and dives ahead to the 40. Looks like a gain of close to 6 yards.
As a player, this is a tough position to be in. It's a gut check. I don't mean just right now at this point in the game, but at this point in the season, and this point in the team's progression towards the postseason, you have to gut check, and you have to ask yourself, why do you love playing? Is it important enough for you to keep trying? Nice catch here.
Pappy White catches it on the near sideline. This is a marvelous gain for the Tiger Cats. Finally brought down right near the Argos 35-yard line. There's 51 seconds to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's prevent defense. There's deep zone coverages, but really still great reception by Pappy White, who jumped to grab that while keeping his feet in bounds and bursting upfield.
It's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
There we go.
Hamilton on the Argos 34-yard line. Tiger Cats haven't heard that Active Green and Ross as much as they wanted to in this game. Longest play from scrimmage today. There's another completion, or so it appeared. Stephen Dunbar had it for a moment, and he was hit by Jamal Peters, and the ball came loose. Incomplete.
Stephen Dunbar has unfortunately been involved in that. That was, I would call, a drop right there, though it was contested and contact at the point of the reception. But also he was involved with that tip for Namath's second interception tonight. But these guys are going to have to take this week and get their psyche in order. You've got to be able to, as a professional athlete, play at your highest level when things are going wrong all around you.
32 seconds to go. Jamie Newman under pressure, escapes the initial wave, throws off to the left. He completes it to Stephen Dunbar, and the Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an Active Green and Ross first down. They're just outside the Argos 20. It's a bye week for Hamilton next week. Is that a good thing or a bad thing now that they have a third of the season remaining ahead of them?
Yeah, I think it's probably a good thing. I think like I said, you got to kind of step away from the grind, and you got to let it not wear on you, and try to get your head right in a week of downtime. And
maybe heal some of those injuries. Yes. Chris Van Zyl was back at practice. Jamie Newman, and he waited just a little bit too long. Shane Ray got him, sacked him outside the 30-yard line. That'll be a loss of close to 10 yards on that sack. 21 seconds to go. Argos lead 28-8. 20 of those points scored in the second half. So 2nd and 18 now for Hamilton. Not enough time to come back in this game. Jamie Newman gets the snap in the shotgun. Pressure's coming again. Steps up, completes the pass. And Lamar Durant breaking tackles. This will be the last play of the football game. Gets inside the 15-yard line, and Dave Foxcroft waves his yellow flag. That's the end of this one. The Argos win 3 of 4 against the Tiger Cats and win this game 28-8. Time now for the Access Storage recap of the game. Score a touchdown with affordable storage. Access Storage has flexible storage solutions at a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca. And Luke, it has been a theme we've seen too often for the Tiger Cats this year. The second half, the other team, their opposition, seems to flourish, and the Tiger Cats just can't get on track.
And like I said, I mean, it is a little bit strange, almost like a little bit mystical. That what happens? What happens? What are they drinking at halftime in the water that makes this go so wrong?
Yeah.
But if you boil each of these plays down to the details, you can actually tell. You can actually see, and some mistakes are made. It's a lack of execution. It's a poorly thrown ball. It's a missed tackle. We saw missed tackles more in the second half than we're used to seeing from the Ticat defense. And you got to hand it to it. McLeod Bethel-Thompson played very well tonight. Their run game was as impressive as the Toronto run game has been all season. And this is not an easy game for the Argonauts to win. There's not a single player on the Argonaut roster who was on the team at the last time they won the Labor Day Classic. This is a first time for every Argonaut out here. Only Chris Van Zyl is the only Argonaut to have beaten the Ticats that was out on the field. If you're catching with me, I mean he's a Ticat. I mean it's just it's a good win by this football team, who is the best team in the East right now. They really are.
Yep.
The Argonauts are the best team, and while their season's not been perfect, McLeod Bethel Thompson at times is shaky, but now he is playing very well, and they are rightfully first in the East. Ticats, bye week. If you don't get things figured out quickly, this is going to be a sad end of the season, and you're going to go out like a wet firework if you don't correct things quickly.
Well, there were some wet fireworks at Tim Hortons Field today. It was a rainy, misty day. The fireworks did work, but you mentioned it, Luke, it's a bye week. Then the two-time defending champs come to Tim Hortons Field. That's the next game for the Tiger Cats on September 17th against the Blue Bombers. Then a huge game in Montreal. Saskatchewan comes here on October the 7th. A trip out to Calgary, and then finishing the season with a home-and-home against the Ottawa Red Blacks. All very important games now for the Tiger Cats, who find themselves on a 3-game losing streak and with a record of 3-9 heading into their bye week. Final score on the Labor Day Classic, the Argos snapped the Tiger Cats' 7-game winning streak on Labor Day with a victory of 28-8. Tiger Cats postgame with Bubba O'Neill and Andy Fantuz is coming up next. For our executive producer, Peter McEwen, our technical operator, Michael Steyer, our statistician, Jeff Girodat, and for Luke Tasker, I'm RJ Broadhead. Thanks for listening to Hamilton Tiger Cats football on the Ticats Audio Network.
Ticats Audio Network.